politics, sports, health, finance, entertainment, and business. This is OTT News.
OTT News with Emma Fadika. Let's take a look into our headlines. Recent current affairs in Ghana includes a bilateral debt restructuring agreement with Spain, government effort to close the infrastructure gap using private-public partnership, and the launch of the national HPV vaccination campaign. Politically, the vetting of the new Chief Justice nominee is underway, and the Speaker of Parliament has met with the Israeli ambassador to strengthen ties. There's also news of successful debt restructuring with Spain and a significant Japanese grant to improve road infrastructure in Kumasi. Now for health news. Nobel Prize-winning American scientist James Watson, one of the co-discoverers of the structure of DNA, has died aged 97. His death was confirmed by Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory, where he worked and researched for decades, before having to resign as its chancellor over the committee. Also, panelists discussing the development of laparoscopy health procedure in Ghana have called for greater commitment of resources to develop its potential for enhanced safety and efficiency in health procedures. They stated that although this field of medicine requires significant funding, commitment from all relevant stakeholders, including government, clients, and health facilities, could help accelerate the establishment of laparoscopy centers across the country. Moving to politics, members of Parliament for Manhyia South, Nana A.J. Barfor Ewa, has defended the minority's decision to walk out during the vetting of Chief Justice nominee, Justice Paul Barfor Boni, describing it as a peaceful and strategic action. The New Patriotic Party lawmaker explained that the decision was made on the spot, taking into account historical events during past appointment commitment sessions in the 9th Parliament. For business news, the Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority, Mr. Anthony Sapon, has indicated that the nation's economic sovereignty hinges on its ability to harness digitalization for revenue mobilization. Speaking at the 2025 Deloitte African Tax Conference in Accra, Mr. Sapon said, "Homegrown revenue mobilization is the way to go for national development, particularly in light of the steady decline of foreign donor support across the continent." The Social Security and National Insurance Trust is proposing a revision of Ghana's National Pension Act 2008, Act 766, arguing that the law must evolve to include modern forms of work such as gig employment, digital entrepreneurship, and remote jobs. According to the trust, the country's current pension framework does not adequately cover the growing number of Ghanaians operating in emerging sectors of the economy, leaving millions without social protection or income security in retirement. Meanwhile, in education, two educationalists, the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Ernest Kofi Davis, and a Professor of International Education and Development from the Open University, UK, Professor Kwame Ejapon, have backed the directive by the Education Minister, Mr. Haruna Idrisu, that he instructs all basic schools to fully implement the policy of using Ghanaian languages as the medium of instruction from kindergarten to lower primary. They argued that children who learned in their local language developed a deeper understanding of concepts, refuting the notion that using a mother tongue in early education will corrode or erode a child's ability to use English effectively. And in tech news, DSTV will launch a dedicated Super Sports channel for 2025 CAF African Cup of Nations in December, following an announcement by Channel Plus Africa CEO David Mignot and CAF President Patrice Motsepe at Super Sports Studio 6 on Thursday, November 6th. The 2025 AFCON, hosted by Morocco, will kick off December 21st, and it will broadcast across Africa in multiple languages, including English, French, Portuguese, and several indigenous African languages. For environmental news, ESP urges members to suspend strikes as talks with government advances. The Environmental Service Providers Association has urged members to continue normal operations as leadership work with government to reach a firm and mutual beneficial resolution of the challenges. ESP appreciates the patience and cooperation of all service providers who continue to deliver essential sanitation services under the difficult circumstances. Now to some international stories. Former French President Nicolas has been released from jail 3 weeks into a 5-year prison term for taking part in a criminal conspiracy. He will be subject to strict judicial supervision and banned from leaving France ahead of an appeal trial due to be held next year. On October 21st, the former center-right president, 70, was sentenced to 5 years for conspiring to fund his 2007 election campaign with money from late Liberian dictator Gaddafi. His legal team immediately filed a request seeking his release. And you are still watching OTT News with myself, Emma Fadika. Now to some sports news. For now, Accra Hearts of Oak head coach Didi Dramani has refused to comment about the performance of referee Reginald Collins Amoah in their defeat to rival Asante Kotoko in the Ghana Premier League. Coach Didi Dramani and his team were handed their first defeat in the ongoing 2025-2026 Ghana Premier League by the Porcupine Warriors at the Accra Sports Stadium on Sunday, November 9. Ghana coach Otto Addo has been dealt a major blow ahead of the team's Asian tour, as several key players will be unavailable for the upcoming friendliness. Alexander Giku, Thomas Partey, Jordan Ayew, Fatawu Isahaku, Joseph Penstel, and Mohamed Kudus have all withdrawn from the squad due to recent injuries or knocks. While initial names in the team, they will remain with their clubs to rest and recover. Following agreements with the Black Stars management and medical staff, the club have opted not to risk their players' fitness by allowing them to travel for assessment by the national team doctors. And in entertainment news, while many see disc jockey as simply the one spinning records on club or hyping crowds at the airwaves, DJ Ashman believes their influence goes beyond the dance floor. To him, DJs are the heartbeat of the music industry and bridge between artists and audiences, and often the unseen forces behind an artist's rise to fame. Ghanaian musician Black Sherif has been tipped as the front-runner for several top honors at the upcoming 2025 Telesul Ghana Music Awards, including Artist of the Year, Songwriter of the Year, and Album of the Year. The award-winning artist expressed his belief that his works deserves recognition, though he emphasized that awards hold different meaning for him and his fans. Still on Blacko has weighed in on the exclusion of Ghanaian artists from the 2026 Grammy Awards nominations, suggesting that the local music industry lacks understanding of certain aspects of the prestigious event. Black Sherif highlighted that while he could not specify the exact details, there are important elements of the Grammy Award process that the Ghanaian music scene had yet to grasp. And that's all for today's OTT News. Stay tuned for more updates with myself, Emma Fadika.
Politics, sports, health, finance, entertainment, and business. This is OTT News.